Stunts and techniques performed in these situations are performed by professionals. Do not try these without proper training. Hate is a strong motivator. It drives average men to do evil things in the name of personal justice. Jamie and Ryan can't stand that this kid walks around, hangs out in their neighborhood. They are pretty sure he is going to turn one of them or their friends into his kind just by being around. Fact, 17% of hate crimes are committed due to sexual orientation. They wait until the perfect moment they had planned for weeks so they can show this guy he can't just flaunt his lifestyle in front of them.
They came out of nowhere. They grabbed me, threw me in a van, put a bag over my head. I had no idea where I was going.
They approach you, your only defense at that stage is to run. To try to engage these people in a conversation is not going to make sense.
Fighting back is an option, particularly where it's an isolated location. The stats are favorable with regards to not being assaulted if you were to fight back.
Brian always has his radar up for signs of aggression from those who are intolerant. It comes with a territory, but he had no way of defending himself in this situation.
I had no idea where I was going, what was happening, who I was with.
Not knowing is a feeling few of us haven't gone through. Not knowing if you will escape with your life is a terror few of us have experienced.
They assaulted me, and I hoped that they would just leave me alone after that.
You don't know if these people are armed. You don't know what their full intent is. You've got to get away from that area, call 911.
You can't diffuse hate with diplomacy unless you can negotiate like a city commando. On his way home, Brian is attacked and lynched from his life by two well-organized thugs whose sense of justice includes punishing anyone who is different from them. Jamie and Ryan see themselves as community heroes. The community sees them as criminals. The world is full of people who want nothing more than to hurt you. And Maman has spent his life rooting those people out and bringing them pain.
My professional background is pretty varied. It spans over the course of approximately 15 years.
With his training in Krav Maga and Jeet Kune Do, as well as Hapkido and Taekwondo, Maman has built a level of expertise few can match. It isn't simply the disciplines he knows, it is that he has actually used them all.
I deliver predominantly training in the counter-terror, tactical shooting, and Krav Maga fields to law enforcement, military special forces, and security operation forces all around the world.
Raised in a military environment, his style reflects his life. His knowledge on counterterrorism, urban warfare, and close-quarters combat.
We have a lot of bad people in this world, and every day they wake up and they look for new victims to victimize, and they look to perfect their part at achieving their objectives, victimizing innocent people. I want to do whatever I can to help good people stay safe and alive.
Near Maman and the life of city commandos, he stands out as one of the most experienced instructors in the world.
Right now we're going to look at one of the worst possible predicaments you can find yourself in. One that is extremely viable in today's society, however. One where we have multiple assailants. In this particular scenario, we've got two assailants that are going to attempt to abduct a potential victim, to remove them, take them to a secondary location to accomplish whatever their objective is. So we're going to look at the best possible means of being able to mitigate and survive that predicament.
Second attacker, step 1, multiple kicks to groin.
Okay, from here, assailant number 1 gets me in a bear hug from behind. My arms are pinned. Immediately, my hands are going to come up. I'm going to grab hold of his arm so I have a reference point of where he's at all times. I now have to deal with assailant number 2. He is the more pressing problem to me. As he closes in, I'm going to use my only available tools right now at long range for my legs, and I'm going to start to deliver kicks to his groin. I've got the groin or I've got the face. Either I can reach his face, or that groin shot's going to bring him down and I can reach his face, or assailant number 1 picks me up in the air, and I'll use that to my advantage to attack his face. The first assailant gets me in a rear bear hug to control me. I'm going to quickly shoot my hands up, controlling his hand, using them as a reference point so I can gauge when his hands break free and the grip is compromised. As the second assailant charges in and tries to put the hood over my head, I'm going to use my legs to kick him violently in the groin to get him away from me. If the first assailant picks me up in the air, I'm going to take that to my advantage. I'm going to start delivering kicks to the second assailant's face.
First attacker, step 2, headbutt and blows to groin.
I have to escape from this bear hug as fast as possible. My only available tools right now are my legs. I have to control his midsection to prevent him from being able to pick me up. I'm going to use my heel and just drive it repeatedly up to the groin, repeatedly, several times. If he still hasn't let go, rear headbutt. If that still hasn't worked in opening up this grip, I'm going to continue. I'm going to shift my hips over to the side, close my fist, my arm closest to him, using the rear of my fist, a hammer fist, and I'm going to start to repeatedly drive these strikes into his groin until I feel that his grip has been compromised. I'm going to use my heel hooks to violently drive my heels into his groin, driving his hips away from me, preventing him from being able to pick me up or drag me away. I'm also going to deliver a rear headbutt. At that point, if the grip hasn't broken free yet, I'm going to shift my hips out of the way, use my hammer fist, and violently begin to repeatedly deliver hammer strikes into the groin.
The biggest thing that a kick in the groin is going to do is bear in mind this is a very sensitized, highly innervated area, so it's going to cause your attacker a lot of pain. Although there is potential for some muscle damage as well as some joint through the pelvic damage, the biggest thing is it's going to get your attacker off of you very quickly and disable them.
Step 3, grab head and gouge eye.
Once I know that it's weak, I quickly pop out of it. As fast as possible now, I turn, face him, grab his head. When I have his head in my hands, now I can cause damage to him. Damage is going to buy me time to mitigate the situation further. Thumb into the eye. 90 degrees, I'm scraping along the ridge of his nose, and I'm driving my thumb all the way behind his eye as I'm pulling his head to me, causing damage. Another tool here, headbutt right to his head, elbow. Grab hold, good strong solid kick to the groin, get rid of him. As soon as I have the ability to move, I'm going to rotate and face him as fast as possible. Grab hold of his head, trap the head with one hand, right away drive my thumb as viciously and violently and deeply as possible into his eye, damaging it. I'm going to deliver a headbutt into the center of his face. Deliver 2 or 3 repeated violent elbow strikes into his face. And I'm going to finish off with one more kick to the groin to ensure that I bought myself enough time to now address the rest of the situation.
Second attacker, step 4, kick groin, gouge eye, and escape.
Assailant number 2 hasn't exited the equation. He's still here. As he comes in, shot to the groin, bring his face forward. Quickly close in. Thumb in the eye. Headbutt. Elbow. Discard and escape.
When you can't walk away, the City Commando way.